Hey, Ren Porso here at the ABCA 2024 in Dallas. Pretty exciting event, always an exciting event. You see all types of coaches here. That's what the ABCA is, Adult Baseball Coach Association. And one of our great coaches is with us today. We got Juan Espinosa, who's been out in Dayton, Ohio for a while, really representing Top V really well with what he does. So tell him how long you've been doing this out in start back where how we met and how it all grew, you know.
Yeah, so coming out of college, wanted to play some professional baseball. Wasn't playing at the level that I needed to do that. And that's kind of how I got in touch with you. Back when Top V was getting started, it started before that, but it was still the early beginnings. So it was back in I would say 2015. So 2015, so went through the programs, got me up. The velocity started at 85, then got to 91, 92 after 2 to 3 years of training with it. And then, but I would say I was one of the older guys that got started with the program and realized what it could do for the youth athletes, for the high school guys, college guys. So this program takes time to build, and the more time you spend it, the more you reap the benefits of it. So we took that and decided to start training it with our younger athletes that I started coaching at that time, and that was in Dayton, Ohio. And then I started coaching it for the first time was in 2018, going into my last year of pro ball, playing some indie ball, and then we became a performance center in 2021. So
yep. Yeah, I remember the whole process. Like you had, and you were a guy who, it's not like you came in and did Top V for a couple of months. I mean, you did it for what, 2-3 years yourself?
Yeah, I did it. I actually did it for a year, kind of all mine for a year first, just trying it out. And then I was ready to hop on in all in. And then I didn't really see like the huge increase in velocity like we see sometimes on social media. But in
like your guys.
Yeah, or with my guys. Yeah, well, we got better at coaching it for sure.
Yeah, right.
But for me, it was more so I had to build the engine and I had to get into the weight room. So that's.
Yeah, and you became a 90+ testimonial. It was fun. It was exciting. And then you had a great indie career, and then you wanted to start coaching it. I remember when you started coaching it, you obviously loved coaching. I mean, like, what's the experience been like going from a player to a coach?
Well, I was really afraid about that experience because it was hard. It's kind of like, okay, well, am I done playing baseball? So, like, I got to go find a real job kind of deal. So you run into that as a player. But before I went to my last year of pro ball, I got to work with a couple of guys, and during my last season, I got to see some of those gains that those guys made and how well they improved. Zink was one of our first athletes that trained with us, so he went as an 8th grader that year from 72 to 83 in 3-4 months of training with us and with me at that time. And I was just like, dude, this is awesome. So I can give back to the baseball community. I can stay in touch, continue to learn. That's ultimately what I want to do, is stay in the game of baseball. And I didn't realize how much joy you get helping with other athletes other than yourself as a player, honestly trying to play Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and so you've really crushed it as a coach. I mean, Ben wound up hitting 90+, right?
Yeah, he got up to 94, and now he's playing at right.
And now he comes back as kind of one of your legends at Top V Dayton.
Yep, and now he helps us coach and all that stuff. So it's been really cool to see him around. And luckily, he stayed close to the facility, so he's been able to help out. And it's great to see him grow. And he was one of our first guys that kind of went off, and his his success has helped bring more athletes into our facility over the years, and it's an awesome thing.
Yeah, and then so Ben was kind of like your first test run.
Yep.
And then now you've got, tons of them. The facility, y'all work with a travel organization.
Yep. We run, we're part of P413 Sports. That's our performance center. That's our location. And they pretty much house a ton of different teams that we run through those programs. Canes is primarily the big program that we run through there. And they just continue to grow, and excited to see what we keep going.
And it seems like the Canes organization has been very satisfied with the work you've done.
Yeah, absolutely. Our first year, we had 50 athletes that Doug, the head of the organization, brought to us. And I think we saw increases to at least 90% of our guys saw increase, not only velocity. I think the biggest thing I remember him talking about was the health. Not many of our athletes, I don't think that any missed a single start that first year that we started training together. So that was really cool.
Well, that's huge. And then you've had some phenoms lately. I think the one right now is that big giant.
Jackson. So Jackson's been with us for a while. He started with us as a junior, or actually sophomore in high school, was 76. And I was like, dude, we gotta get this thing going. Like, I always tell my tall guys, I was like, there's nothing I hate more than tall guys that throw slow. It should not be that way.
Right.
So, but yeah, Jackson, he's now done. Just got up to 94, 95. Hit 96 on a radar gun. You can see our post. And one of the radar guns said 97. So, but we always tell guys, you got to hit it twice.
Twice, yeah.
Got to hit it twice.
I'll still post it. It's fun, right?
Yeah, I still post it.
So,
sure.
Talk about, like, since you were personally, you did the program.
Yep.
You had tons of success. You've had a countless amount. I mean, how many 90-plus testimonials? So when we say a 90-plus testimonial, we say guys that have had at least 5 and broke 90, because, 90 is a tough ceiling to break. So how many did you had?
They've all been high school guys. The guys that we've got in high school, being a fairly new program.
Which is tough. It's tougher to get high school guys than 90.
Correct. So most of our, professional college guys come to headquarters. But the high school guys that we have gotten, we're up to, I think, 12 now. That about for our testimonials, going 3 to 4 years running now. So that's a lot of.
And it's cool, in Top V Dayton, if you've seen it, just tell them a little bit how you have it laid out and kind of the cool things about it.
Yeah, our setup, when you come into B413, you have the infield area that teams can rent out. But it comes with 2 cages when you rent the cages. And then you have about 7 or 8 lanes of hitting cages. With some of them have the hit tracks. Sometimes we set up the TrackMan for our hitters as well. And then on the other side, we have our softball area with 3 lanes for pitching and hitting. And then you have the TopVelocity area with the weight room that goes with it. So it's really nice seeing out. We have like the hallway that goes through it. It's 25,000 square feet.
It's super cool. He's got his banners up, all his testimonials. Juan's been with me, collecting his own data on his players for a long time with their evaluations. He's got a whole data board up. You've even done like fun little banners yourself.
Yeah, so we came up with this like every year since our training methods and timing for in Ohio. Our high school tryouts are mid-February, so we get our 2 evals that we do that time of the year, and we compile all that data, and we try to promote our top uncommitted arms, our top 10-yard, top rod jumps, and we added last year, which I thought was really cool, was the addition of middle school and like 5th graders, like the top velos for those guys. So because before they didn't have like metrics to go on. You have like our 80 mile per hour leaderboard that we follow, because that was the big number back in the day. 4 years ago, everybody wants to throw 80 plus. At least my high school guys. Now it's like 95.
Yeah, right.
But like being able to show numbers. That's the biggest thing with this program is you have attainable numbers and real actual goals that you can go out and set, and then you have a pathway to get to those goals. That's the biggest thing for me. When I was in search of this program, it was always like, okay, I'm really coachable. I'll do whatever you tell me to do, but I never had like that path to get there. Like, oh, so you're gonna get better. Just keep. No, I needed an actual structure, and this program gave me that. Yeah. And I thought like, going into it as a coach, this would be perfect. Because you have the pathway, you have the metrics that you have to hit, you have the game plan. You don't have any questioning when it comes to it.
Yeah, and you're one of the best representing it with TopVelocity Dayton. So come and tell them how to find you online, how they can also reach out if they're local. What's the best way to reach out if they're local?
Yeah, so we're in Dayton, Moraine area, just off the highway. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's TopVelocity Dayton. And we also have a website. You can also look at us through p413sports.com. But yep.
And awesome, man. So maybe we can do some more stuff with you. But sorry, I don't have my cool schedule.
What's this interview? Come check out our booth. What's the booth number?
817. Yeah, we're here in Dallas. Everybody's here. We've got Perfect Game right next to us. We got Hit Tracks. We got Rawlings. We got, Pitch Logic.
And we have a couple of our tools here. If you guys want to try them, you've never tried them, come check them out.
All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one coming up soon.